Thank you all for coming out, and really appreciate Mozilla giving me this opportunity. I'm here to talk about Foyle, which is a copilot that helps you deploy and operate your software. My job is pretty simple. I write software, then I ship software, and then I make money. And today, writing software is getting easier and easier thanks to AI. But when it comes to actually deploying and operating this software, it's actually getting harder and harder. We're getting more and more tools like cloud and Kubernetes that are very complicated. And as application developers, we're largely left up to our own devices when it comes to actually figuring stuff out. And we're expected to deploy and operate our own software. I don't think we can fix this problem by building more tools, because that's how we got here. We've been building tools for the past 20 years to try to make it easy to deploy our applications. And what we've wound up with is this complex hellscape of tools that is a real burden for us as application developers. If we want to make it easier to deploy and operate our software, we have to make it easier to use the tools that we already have and lower the barriers to entry for application developers so they can focus on solving business problems. The way to make it easy to use tools is with playbooks. If you have a playbook that tells you exactly what you need to do, you can just blindly follow that playbook and easily get stuff done. The problem is that as our tools have gotten more complicated, it's become harder to write playbooks to actually tell us what to do, because we have all these different branching and different paths we could go down based on what we're actually doing. So it's become harder to write playbooks because we no longer have linear information flows, and it's also harder to read and follow them. This is a problem that I think is ideal to solve with using LLMs. We can use LLMs to write our playbooks. And not only can we use LLMs to write our playbooks, we can generate those playbooks just in time, so they're solving our particular problem using the particular technologies that we're actually using. And the insight here is to understand that writing a playbook is basically a sequence prediction problem. What we can do is we can take the intent, the problem we're trying to solve, like deploying our software, and we can feed that into the LLM and say, what is the command we should execute to accomplish this intent? We can then take that command and actually execute it and collect the output of that command. We can then feed that back to the LLM and say, what should we do next? And so by recursively applying this process, we can use this LLM to generate our playbook just in time and help us walk through solving our problem. So this is exactly what we've built with Foyle, and what you're seeing is a demo of Foyle in action in the lower right corner. And so the way this works is, the front end for Foyle is a VS Code notebook, and inside this notebook you create a markdown cell that describes your intent. So in this case, we're asking, why is our dev instance down? Why are we getting no healthy upstream error? So we feed that into the LLM to come up with the commands. Those commands then get rendered back in the notebook as an executable code cell. The user can then either execute the command or edit the command if the LLM made a mistake. And we then take the output and render that inside the notebook. But we also feed that output back to the LLM and ask the LLM, what should we do next? And then the LLM feeds that prediction back into the notebook. So the LLM continues generating the notebook for the user, walking the user through solving their problem. It's early days, but I find that Foyle saves me an enormous amount of time. I estimate it saves me about 20 to 40 minutes per day. This estimate is based on how many times per day Foyle makes a suggestion that I end up accepting. So the graph in the bottom of the slide is the number of suggestions per day that I accept, and right now that's about 20 to 40. When I talk to platform teams, they're underwater. They are drowning trying to support their application developers. One team I talked to said they get on average 100 support requests per week in Slack. So these are requests from application developers asking them, how do we get stuff done? How do we deploy on Kubernetes? How do we get a GPU, et cetera? So this is our opportunity. Our opportunity is to give platform teams Foyle, this AI that can make their application engineers self-sufficient so that they can reduce the burden on the platform teams. In order to do this, we have to make it super easy for platform teams to deploy Foyle and centrally manage it on behalf of their users. And we also have to make it easy for them to demonstrate the business impact on productivity to their stakeholders. This is who we are. I am the primary creator of Foyle, which is the AI agent. As Oksana mentioned, I have 15+ years working on ML platforms, primarily at Google. We have a sister open source project, which is RunMe, which is the front end to Foyle, and that's being developed by Sebastian and Adam at Stateful. We've been using the Mozilla grant to hire open source contributors out of the Justice Through Code program. The Justice Through Code program is a program which helps justice-impacted individuals transition through to careers in tech. They have made huge impacts on the project and useful contributions. We would like to continue to fund those individuals to develop the features we need to win platform teams. So hopefully we get AIs that better serve our customers, and we can help them transition into careers in tech. So to conclude, today when it comes to deploying an operating software, it's very difficult. You're largely left with a large, complex landscape of tools. In the future, we envision giving every application developer their own AI copilot, which writes a playbook just for them, just in time, and makes it super easy for them to get their stuff done. If you want to get in touch, the website is foyle.io. You can reach me on email or social. It's jeremy@lewi.us, my name. And if you want to try it out, the folks at Stateful have created a sandbox on the web that allows you to easily try it all out directly from a web browser.